Episode 2. Let's get into this video. I'm going up against the Detroit Pistons. Wait, is he? Wait, let me see. What if I skip something? Alright, cool. What? They just go. They gonna get this one. I'll be like, I gotta go use the bathroom.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Detroit Pistons. Looking at the Pistons, they'd like to play well to start this season series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. And we'll be watching Andre Drummond tonight. Guys, we've seen him grow from a raw prospect into a powerhouse on the stat sheet. How good can he get?
I don't like talking about myself, but he reminds me of the younger me. With all
What do you mean
these
you don't like talking about yourself?
Anyway, I don't like talking about myself, but he reminds me of a younger me with all these 20 and 20 games.
Okay.
But the difference is he doesn't really need the ball to get good looks, and he cleans up the misses for others. He's a rebounding machine. I never really did that.
But he has the physicality, Shaq, and the size to become a dominant player. I don't know if he's on your level yet, but if he sharpens his skills a little bit more, you know, he's got about 4-year window to do it. He can possibly have some SLNs. You know what that is, right?
Shaq like numbers, baby.
Yeah, does he, you know he has a nickname?
What?
Superman is in the building.
No, it's not Superman. The Big Penguin. The Big Penguin. Andre Drummond. The Big Penguin.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Me either, but that's his nickname.
Ernie,
Don't give me that blank stare.
Can you hear that sound, Ernie?
No, there is no sound. You don't like the Big Penguin?
No.
Wow, but you do like Andre Drummond.
How about Mr. Drummond? Different strokes.
How about Kevin Harlan? Take it away.
I'm back, y'all.
You came for battle, just expect to bleed. Oh, I'm a born survivor.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Stan Van Gundy remains one of the most demanding coaches in the league. Dwight Howard played 5 seasons for him and gave Van Gundy a lot of credit for the growth of Pistons big man, Andre Drummond. He's going to push you to the limit, said Howard.
At times, a contentious relationship between Howard and Van Gundy, but you see the respect there, sir. B.A., thank you. 2 sharp-shooting teams here tonight, Chris. Long-range shooting on display for sure.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, it's never more critical than it is today. I mean, the old-school folks might not like it, but the three-point barrages becoming the game's preeminent weapon.
Good point. So Detroit will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Andre Drummond is out there with John Lewis. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot.
Oh, yeah, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Detroit with the ball. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was amazed at their execution. No matter how loud the arena got, they remained calm and in control.
Okay.
Pistons on defense. Here's Clutch. Oh! And he dunks it down.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with. Your teammates are following.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Cleveland shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Obviously one of the better free throw shooters in the league. We expect this out of him.
Ball's knocked loose. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Kevin, Drummond is making great strides in his all-around game, spotting his teammates for a clean look at the rim.
Clutch the pass to Z. Up and in on the layup. Z's got his second basket of the game.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
It's early, but he's off to a terrific start. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep his foot on the pedal.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Well, he's always aggressive. As soon as he swiped it, in his mind, he was on to getting an easy bucket in transition.
Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. Here's Caldwell Pope. And counted the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, the scrawny strength, the skinny strength of Caldwell Pope catches defenders by surprise. So good at getting fouled and still finding a way to bury the shot.
And Caldwell Pope is mostly known for his defense, but you know, Chris, he can light it up on offense if you give him a chance.
And that's the big thing, Kev, with KCP and his offensive game is that he is just so slippery. He can slip through hedges on screens to get to the basket. Any seam you give him, he'll find space and pull up for a shot or take it all the way.
5 on the clock for 3. Love. Rebound by the Pistons.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
You are shocked when he misses open shots like that. The D should be thanking their lucky stars right now.
Here's Clutch, guarded by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Pistons trail by 8. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That's his first foul. Here's Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And Jackson is a genius at finishing on his drives. He just has so many tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Clutch. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game.
Obvious. Their game plan is to get the ball as close to the basket and so...
I'll be back, though. I'm back,
and the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Look at Clutch. He's really been playing well.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
Pass to Lou. Uncovered. Misses off the left eye.
The defense got super lucky there because he does not miss any of those.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Well, they came to play today. It's still too early, but they really have put their foot down on their opponent so far.
Harris, right side. Detroit, no good that time either. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Over to the left wing. Clutch. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
It's really the ideal start that any team wants. Now they have to ride this wave throughout the rest of the game.
Looking to end the run. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Harris has got his first basket of the night.
Well, even when you are right in Harris's face, he feels at ease
Get those
riding up with the
ankles.
chase. He can only do so much against this guy sometimes.
Here's Clutch. He's got 17 from the
Got him.
rebound. Andre Drummond. Knocked loose.
Leave it there.
Now Cleveland moving it up. And he jams it with authority.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now, when you watch this Detroit team play, you can't help but think about perhaps one of the most legendary teams ever to play in the NBA, the Bad Boys Pistons. The amazing team that would deliver back-to-back titles to my city of Detroit. One of the toughest teams ever in any sport.
Harris kicks to Jackson. And
The
it's
Adler.
out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. So it's Detroit now. 17-point game.
Leave it there.
And now James pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
That's part of his skill set. Excellent recognition on his part to get in the best spot to complete that look.
Jackson has the open look. Jackson missing again. And those back-to-back titles for the Bad Boys coming in 89 and 90. One of the few teams, Chris, to get the better of Jordan for a brief stretch of time.
Well, I tell you what, I grew up on this team. My home, Detroit. I love this team, the Pistons, the Bad Boys. This was a team full of characters, and they were all tough as nails. Zeke was the leader, but 1 through 5 and on the bench. Oh, that happened. Wow. Jumped out of the gym.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Here's Caldwell Pope. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Caldwell Pope's got his second basket of the night. Here's Clutch, guarded by Jackson. Here's Clutch. And all on the rim that time before dropping in.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
Not at all. You can tell his confidence is really soaring as a result. He wants the ball in his hands any chance he can get it.
Ball's knocked loose, and Drummond kicks to Harris. 6 to shoot. Here's Lure. Off target from three-point range. The Cavaliers leading by 23.
Get off of me.
Thompson. Rebound by
Oh
the
my
Pistons.
God.
This
Well, at
game
least I got
against
his
Cleveland
ankles.
is the first time they've met this season.
And they won the season series last year against this club, but fell to them in the postseason.
Drummond, the screen.
Look at that cheese. Look at that.
Off
That's a
target with
bad
the three.
shot.
Cleveland's
He
going just
taking
1 of 4
bad
from
shots.
three-point range here in the first. Here's Clutch, guarded by Harris.
Oh, Harris.
Here's Clutch.
Y'all can't guard
Somehow
him.
the tight D and gets the way up.
Y'all cannot guard
Clutch has
him.
got 28.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Well, somebody needs to wake them up and tell them they need to put forth a much better effort on D if they want to get back in this one.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Chris, you played a long career, remained effective, even as you lost some of your athleticism. You hear some people say the game is 90% mental. accurate is that?
I don't think it's 90% mental because you need physical attributes to be able to perform. But I think that it's two separate games. I think that one part of the game is mental, and you need to be 100% on point. And I think the mental part is different from the physical. And so you have to be there 100% physical, and you have to be 100% there mentally. And for me, the mental part was not only how to try to make players better or get other guys involved, or win if we didn't even have the most talent, but it really was how do you adapt, how do you change your game when you've played one way your whole career, and how do you still be effective and dominant. And luckily, you know, I was able to do that.
Well said.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Here's Boss. He's another guy who had a stellar performance in that win against Indiana. It's good.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Irving. Here's Boss.
Bruh.
Johnson with it. Pass to Benajay. Trying to get back on track. Offensive rebound.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Boss. From deep.
Let's go.
From beyond the arc and then some. Boss has got 5 now.
And what a move, guys. I mean, he's absolutely embarrassing them out there right now.
That was a spectacular play. He really fooled the D right there.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Here's Boss. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
Here's Benajay. His last outing, he had 8 points. Jackson, that's good. He's got 7.
Oh, man, you really like seeing Jackson get going from the perimeter. His three-point shot has come a long way.
Green.
The thing about Reggie Jackson is he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Reggie definitely has an edge to his game and plays like somebody stepped on his new shoes or scratched his car. Players with that mentality, though, I love them. They are rare, but some of the grittiest players in the game. He has fit in perfectly in the D because of that edge.
Cleveland's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. LeBron kicks to Love. Now the pass to Boss. He can't get that one. And it's Detroit the other way. They get a hand on it.
Let's go. Look at
And
this.
the Cavaliers pushing it up
I'm
now.
too fast.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. There's the pick. Jackson kicks to Morris. Unloads from 13. Misses off the right iron. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. Here's Boss. A rebound by Johnson.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And they're running all alone. Rips down the breakaway slam.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Well, he's always aggressive. As soon as he swiped it, in his mind, he was on to getting an easy bucket in transition.
Jackson with it. Guarded now by Irving. Pass to Benajay to stop the run. And James pulls it down. James has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Boss. He's got 12. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Kyle Korver. He's checked in for LeBron.
Kyle Korver.
30 seconds left in the first quarter. To the inside and stolen by Love. Now Cleveland moving it up. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
You're exactly right, Kevin. When your point man is sailing to the rim with that level of explosiveness, you can foul him.
Johnson kicks to Baines, and it's Kevin Love with the foul. The Pistons have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Boss.
Let's go.
Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
He just calmly rose up and nailed that jumper as time expired. Awesome way to end the quarter and head to the bench.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Smooth sailing from an offensive standpoint thus far.
Oh, yeah, good recognition, finding a number of weaknesses in the defense and then relentless in exploiting them.
Love and Thompson, the hard rebounding post pair. Isaiah Thomas out there with Irving, and it's Korver in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
And the versatility of Caldwell Pope, not just the scorer from outside, but also a threat to shoot the ball close to the hoop as well.
Here's Irving. The shot, no good. And it's Detroit the other way. Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Jackson dishes to Morris. And Irving comes to help. Shot clock at 5. From past the arc. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Jackson. Morris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Alden.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. The Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, DA, and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time
Let's go.
he holds the card.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
With some arc, and the layup by Jackson. Jackson's got 9.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now. And the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the first title in franchise history, upsetting the favorites, the Golden State Warriors. First time ever a team returned from a 3-1 deficit in the finals to win it.
Braun, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Ellinson's checked in. Here's Caldwell Pope. He had 16 points in the win against New York.
And he's really balanced, getting his own shots and making plays for others. Finding that balance, total team contribution.
And GA, the Cavs are now the hunted team. Do you like their chances of repeating as champions?
I think they've got as good a chance as anyone, and probably better because they really have owned the East. If they can stay healthy, no reason to think they can't do it again.
Not good. He already has 2 early fouls here, and he has to watch himself for the rest of the half.
Clutch, he's checked in for Cleveland. And here is Drummond. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Knicks in New York.
Oh, and the rebound is spectacular as well. He was in attack mode all night.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
For 3. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Pistons have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. From downtown, makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic, and it's a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
Confidence is contagious, and when you see a guy like that finishing over a bigger man, it's got to motivate his teammate.
What?
I'm watching the line there. That'll be a
How's
backcourt
that?
violation.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Now here's Jackson. He's guarded close. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That's foul number 2 for him. Chris, you and I were just talking about DeAndre Jordan and all that happened to him a couple years ago at Dallas. He agreed to go to the Mavs, then changed his mind. The league ended up shortening the free agency moratorium from 10 days to 5. Do you like that change?
You know what? It depends on who you are in this situation. You know, having been a free agent before, I know that you need a little bit of time to think. You might want to get away and also, you know,
got
have to go
9
visit
steals.
cities. So can you know, visit 2 or 3 cities and make your decision in those 5 days? But then again, it gives you a good deadline to have to do it. So for me, this is not something, you know, we have teams that break contracts all the time, or we have teams that let guys go all the time. I didn't feel that sorry for Dallas in this situation. So for me, I just felt that the league modified it, and good for everyone. Let's go and get the game started.
Great points. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
He's been able to connect here in the second half after hitting one in the first.
Ellinson's shot is off.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay nearly every time.
Sinks the triple.
With every shot he makes, the defense only gets more and more flustered. What a showing by him.
Detroit's gone 2 or 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
Oh, I'm not gonna foul no more.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Puts it up from 12, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
It's good. 37 points for Clutch.
I mean, he's just been huge today for his team. Without his hot shooting, there's no way they'd have the lead.
Yeah,
No, I didn't mean
that's got
to.
them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
The Pistons shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And there have been questions if Reggie Jackson connected. He's a true point guard and a team. Chris, he's much more of a scoring guard, perhaps, than anything else.
Okay, have a career best for assists from Jackson in 2016. He just needed a chance. You doubt he'll ever be in the top 10 in the league in assists, but you don't need that from him. As long as he can get others involved while putting up some points, you'll be fine with that as a coach.
And there's the call on Boss. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus. Scott will go to the line. Shoot 2.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Clutch, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
The Pistons have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early.
Oh, man, and the former 24th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft, Jackson has developed his game as a true floor general.
Get off me.
To run your offense.
Let's go.
Use it one-handed.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he put the edge.
And there's some entertainment value in the windmill.
Oh, a rim shaker and a wrist breaker. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. Harris outside. Kicks it to Jackson. That one a little long.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to...
How you gonna leave me wide open?
Took him
Splash.
Clutch has got 44.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
It's Caldwell Pope with the drive.
Now, if you want to see one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, just keep your eyes on KCP. This guy sticks like glue to any guard at either position. He's incredibly frustrating to play against as you just can't lose him off of screens.
Cleveland's gone 4-7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
When he gets it that close to the basket, usually it's a sure flush. But the defense stepped up and stopped him cold in his tracks.
And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Cleveland's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. And with Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Chris, it's not one thing that he does well on defense. It's everything.
And Kevin, whenever he goes up against one of the top guards in this league, it's a thing of beauty. He either forces a lot of turnovers from them or makes them a volume shooter. He could have a lot of first-team all-defense honors when it's all said and done. The only thing is he may get caught up in that head game of trying to outscore his opponent when your offense is your defense.
Green.
Man showing some terrific range. Clutch has got 49 points in the game.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And you talk about huge single-game scoring performances like we're watching here tonight. Going back, only one player, think of this, only one player in NBA history to go triple digits. And that's the Big Dipper, Wilt Chamberlain, on March 2nd, 1962.
Truly an iconic record. I mean, 100. I mean, it's hard to wrap your mind around. But Wilt was a man among boys, a player who changed the way an entire sport was played. Truly a revolutionary.
The Pistons, Chris, a team that continues to develop their outside game.
Well, it makes sense when you look at the Pistons roster. They've made sure to add more and more shooters at every position they can. With the team being built around Drummond, you want to open up space for him to go to work in the paint, draw those double teams, kick it out, and let the shooters do their job.
And he takes the feed in stride and sends it home.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
When he has the ball in his hands in transition, he always finishes strong, just like he did there.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Baines, and Thompson sends it back. Now Cleveland moving it up. That one drops for him. Clutch has got 54 points.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him. And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Here's Caldwell Pope. Buries it down. Caldwell Pope's got 15 points.
He continues to build on his outstanding play during the first quarter.
Got Berkey Sickles.
Here's Clutch.
What?
Off from three-point range. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Caldwell Pope,
nope.
Wide open look. Right on the triple. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. Here's Clutch. Good.
Let's go.
Clutch has got 59
he says,
points.
I'm not mad. He's choosing his shots wisely tonight, hitting a high percentage.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. A different look now for Cleveland. Z's checked in for Korver. And Thomas subbed in for Clutch. Morris is checked in for the Pistons. Here's Benajay. Off target from outside.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Oh my gosh, he's really playing poor out there. It might just not be his night.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Back to Lure. Six on the shot clock. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Johnson wide open. He fires. And the three off target. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Here's Boss. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Johnson right side. Looking to end the run.
Let's go.
And Thompson sends
He blocked
it.
that.
Second shot opportunity.
What?
And Johnson puts it in.
And at 6'7", Johnson has the height to bang down low. He's terrific at getting quality shots in the post.
Outside Thomas. Here's Boss. Offensive rebound. Thompson got it. Good job in the low post. Thompson's got his second bucket.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
On the wing, Johnson. Pass to Benajay. Morris outside. The feed to Lure. Drops it in from 11 feet. Lure's got his first points in this one.
Recognizing the size mismatch, pulls up the mid-range, easy money.
And yes, it's good.
Oh, he has really played to his maximum potential this quarter. What a performance.
Knocks it loose. 4-on-1 and they're running. Here's LeBron. Out to Thompson. Shot on the wing. It's Thomas outside. And it's Lure with the rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Get this.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Well, you've got to value the possession. They've given up 6 points off the turnovers this quarter alone.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Love's checked in. And the pass to Z. For the three.
Pow!
Hits the bucket. Boss has got 30 points.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Pass to Benajay. Morris outside. They set the pick. Poke loose. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
How about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
Thank you.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was all about Cleveland as the game got going. They did it just the way it was drawn up in the locker room, starting out on a 10-2 run. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
The thing I've noticed more than anything is how well they spread the floor at the offensive end. Their spacing has been fantastic, and the end result has been a lot of good looks from three-point land. And now they've established themselves from long range, and the defense has to adapt. They're in really solid position right now.
And Shaq, what are you? And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far.
Hey, I'll be back. I'm gonna go eat. I'm back, y'all.
Far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. What can you say? Clutch and impressive effort here today.
He's just been terrific. This is what they needed from him.
Earning a double-double for the night is awesome, but doing it in 1.5, he is out hustling everyone.
Third quarter action getting going right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Detroit. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. John Lure's out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Jackson in at point guard.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, as we see, as soon as they get the ball, they're looking to run, and they are clearly a fast team out there.
Well, over the last couple years, we've seen teams emphasize ball movement and player movement. Chris, you like that trend?
You know what? I do like that trend. You know, from my days playing with the Kings, that was our style of play. The ball movement, get guys involved, make sure that you back cut when you're overplayed by the defense, have some fun. I do like that style of play. Now, there are times for ISOs. When you look at a guy like Melo or Durant, or you look at a guy like Curry or Thompson, or you look at a guy like LeBron or Uncle Drew. These guys, if they have the ball, I mean, get out the way. ISO ball is still, you know, there's 20 guys in this league that can have an ISO play call for them every time, because ISO also means I can beat my man, draw your man, and pass it to an open teammate. So I think ISO ball should not be taken for granted, but I think it's a big responsibility for a lot of players, and there's only a handful, or about 3 or 4 handfuls of players in the NBA, in my opinion, that should be given the freedom to go to work on an ISO.
Great way to put it. Chris, you know this league as well as anyone. You were a leader when you played. I'm sure you would gravitate toward that kind of player when you watch the game now. Who would some of those players be?
You know, I really like Chris Paul. I think he's always been a leader. LeBron in Cleveland, winning that championship, getting his teammates together, getting that team together. I think he's been a leader too. And Damian Lillard in Portland, look at what he's done. Losing All-Stars, fighting, not making the All-Star team, fighting for his team, getting them in the playoff run. I love Damian Lillard's game a lot as well.
Well said. Cleveland shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Good on both. 90 seconds now into the second half. Harris misses.
That's just an outstanding job by the D there to get in his way without fouling and changing the direction of that shot.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
The Cavaliers have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6. Both shots good from the stripe. The Pistons shooting not great, 40% for the game. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 6th assist on the night. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Z guarded by Harris, and the 3-ball is good, and that's 20 points for Z.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
And they double up Jackson. Lure. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Pistons raised a few eyebrows when they took Stanley Johnson with the 8th pick overall in 2015. Now, he's a great athlete, but some thought there were better basketball prospects available. But Stan Van Gundy says what you've got to bank on is a player's work ethic and commitment to being great. There's just something about him. He is a great competitor. Kevin?
And he's built like a tank. TA, thanks. Thank you very much. Thomas passes to Z. From deep three-point range, Detroit with the rebound. Caldwell Pope's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Jackson, dishes to Harris. And stolen by LeBron. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Z. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Harris, right side. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 8th assist in the game. For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Well, that rebound was up for grabs to get, but his length really was the determining factor in him coming away with it.
Caldwell Pope dishes to Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
Oh, I love the tenacity that Harris plays with a ridiculous dunker off the drive.
Cleveland's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc.
You gotta love the heart. No fear going up against the bigger man, throwing it down in his face.
And, well, Detroit shooting reasonably well, 45%. Snatched away. Z. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Pistons.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
And it's Detroit's ball. And there's a whistle. That goes on Z. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Z. Boss comes in for Irving. And it's Clutch in for Isaiah Thomas. Ellinson's checked in for Detroit. Here's Caldwell Pope. Detroit, no good that time either.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Cavaliers have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And he makes both free throws. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the inside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Now, when you think about Andre Drummond, the first thing you think about is his relentless rebound. He's arguably the best rebounder in the game. Just inhales misses off the glass. Routinely, he can go out there and get you 2 points easy.
The Pistons have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. From 13, again the miss by the Pistons. And Drummond coming close to averaging almost 15 boards a game in 2016. Chris, there's just no way to keep him from collecting shots.
Oh, wow, 15 boards. You got to say that 15 times. And it just isn't his freakish athleticism that makes him so good. He has a great sense of time, and he knows when to release a player, and he's boxing out to go for that ball. He has more nuance to his rebounding game than he gets credit for, and also he desires it more than most big fellas.
And, well, Detroit shooting it beautifully here in the third, 56% from the field. Got a piece of it, and the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Hammers it on to polish off the break.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
Here's Clutch. Non-stop scoring machine here. And James throws it down.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Now Jackson. Ellenson with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. To halt the run. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Thompson. From outside the arc. Rebound, Detroit.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Again, the miss by Jackson.
Oh, man, his form seems rushed today, like he's trying to get rid of the ball as soon as he gets it. That's why barely anything is going in for him.
And the first one drops.
At the line for your Cavaliers, Clutch. At the line for 2.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That'll be foul number 5 on him. And due to the bonus, we'll be heading to the free throw line.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Korver's checked in. Clutch.
Oh.
But they get it back.
That was bad.
From deep. And there's the call on Andre Drummond.
This goal was our ball.
So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting for Cleveland.
And he can't get the first one. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. He's off on the second. The Pistons have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Morris, a screen. Pass to Benedict to end the drought. Sinks the three-pointer.
Somebody's not reading the scouting report. How can you leave this guy uncovered from range? It is a mystery.
Here's Clutch. Offensive rebound. Boss. A second chance effort. Here's Clutch. And he's
Let's go.
Three ball. Clutch has got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Cavs.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
That's just a clumsy turnover there. Just an errant pass that should have never been attempted.
Lets it go from deep.
Wow.
Can't hit that one. And Detroit the other way now. In the corner, it's Morris. Another steal. Now Cleveland moving it up. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And Baines kicks to Morris. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Marcus Morris is just one of those players, Chris, that when you look at the stat sheet at the end of the night, he is bound to have ink in almost every column on there.
Well, he can rebound. He can hit the jimmies from outside, hit the tough ones inside. He has good vision for his position. Morris may never be an all-star and doesn't do one thing great, but does everything well. He just finds a way to make plays in the game, and it shows up in his numbers.
Inside, here's Baines, and they pick up 2.
Good things come to those who go inside.
This has got 76 points.
They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's best defenses. The Cavaliers, number 1.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you can tell they really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
First free throw is good. Both good from the line that time. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Benedict. He feeds it to Johnson. from 11 feet away, and he gets the bucket.
And Johnson is not bothered by the defense. He just has amazing concentration on these kinds of shots.
Here's Clutch. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
Let's go.
Huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, we know that this is a game of heart. He knew his man was bigger than him. No big story. He just calmly rose up, altered his body so that he could get the contact and put that shot up over.
What a contribution at the line so far, going 10 for 10.
And a lot of his points coming by way of the free throw.
Ellenson with a screen for Johnson. He dishes it to Ellenson. Goes up to the stripe. They grab their own miss. And it's Baines missing.
He's usually very dependable from that range, but the D got themselves in that play and got him off kilter.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
When he has the ball in his hands in transition, he always finishes strong, just like he did there.
Pistons have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Now the dish to Johnson. Morris with a screen on Korver. To the wing right side. And the wide open shot from Morris. It's rebounded by Boss. Boss has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Clutch. And good.
Let's go.
Bounce off the right iron and down.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Morris outside. There's a good screen. Ellenson with a screen for Morris. They need this. And it's good on the way in. Morris has got 4 this quarter.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Stolen. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Benajay. That one doesn't drop. Good D from Love.
Now this would be a totally different ball game if his shot
What
was on
happened?
target like it usually is.
Oh no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And you can tell by the look on his face, boy, he is going through a lot of pain.
Oh, man, out of all the times, out of all the games, this one, yeah, you have to feel for the guy. Given a great effort, terrible to see that happen.
Isaiah Thomas has checked in for...
Wait, let me see the replay. It's sorry, y'all. He gonna come back. Unknown right ankle injury. TBD. Out. He gonna come back, don't worry.
Cleveland.
And quickly, let's look at the numbers for Z. He's averaging 20 points, almost 2.5 steals, and 3 rebounds. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it.
Who did this? Wait a second. Let me see who did this. Wait, who did this to my dude? If y'all did that, I'm breaking y'all ankles. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? No, he gonna come. Alright, that. You did this?
Handful.
You? Did you do this? Oh,
outside Thomas.
Yes.
Shot clock at 6.
You definitely want this. You don't want this.
And
you don't want this.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Benajay. He's guarded by Thomas.
Man,
knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. Boss is checked in for Thomas.
Boss.
And the Pistons with possession here. Here's Boss.
Y'all go pay. Don't play with me. Y'all go play. Y'all go play. Pay. Y'all go pay.
A steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great.
I'm about to break your ankles now.
Triggering some
Let me break your ankles. Oh,
well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already.
Oh, he could have.
Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Bennett.
We're not going to get this all back at once.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here is Hilliard. We've got Channing Frye.
Well, look at him. He okay on that bench. He okay.
And it's Irving at point. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
But these are just terrible
Y'all go
shots
pay.
attempted right now. No reason whatsoever for this kind of force play.
Y'all go pay. Y'all go pay. Don't do that. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to my man. You deserve that. You deserve that. Get your ankles taken. Pow! Don't you ever disrespect my man again.
Irving's gone 2 for 2 so far from 3.
He gonna come back though. Don't worry. As soon as he come back, he gonna be going crazy.
Down low.
And I can't wait. It's not gonna take a while. It's gonna take maybe a day. Or I could just bring him back. I could get him back in here. Don't you want me to do it again?
Outside Irving.
You want me to do it again?
When you came into the NBA, Chris, you hit the ground running, winning Rookie of the Year. I know it's a different story for every player, but
don't play with
me. Make the adjustment from college ball to NBA level basketball.
You know what? I love the adjustment. The game was faster. You had to be in better shape, but I had great teammates. My boy Sprewell, Billy Owens, Chris Mullin. You know, I had guys that showed me how to prepare before each game, guys that showed me how to do rehabilitation, how to get in the cold, the hot tub. Really good guys that wanted me to succeed, and so therefore, you know what, I wouldn't have been as successful if I didn't have those guys around. So, you know, I thank my vets on that team.
Well said. Moment here now for an injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Cavaliers. Word is he has strained his Achilles tendon. He'll be sidelined for the rest of this game, and it doesn't look like he'll be back on the court anytime soon. Very bad news. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, you know, I know everyone
So it's gonna be like 1 to 2 weeks. God.
Make a quick and full recovery.
You're right. We know he's a baller, a competitor, that he'll do everything within his power to return to the court as soon as possible.
He gonna return to the court though. Don't worry.
Shoots it up. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
For Detroit, they've gone 0-3 to start the fourth quarter. Benajay passed the ball and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And the slam dunk by Irving.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
No question. They are really converting every opportunity on the offensive end of the floor.
Feeds to Ellenson. He kicks it to Bullock. Here's Benajay. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
After not having a 3 in the first half, he got a big boost right there by nailing that trip.
On the wing, Irving.
Get those ankles again.
The Kings of the early 2000s.
Got those ankles.
A lot of teams now that have that same up-tempo style with great passing. Is this the way basketball is meant to be played?
You know, I think so. I think, you know, you have 5 players on the court, unlike other
sports. Don't ever do that. Don't you ever do that. The second time I got his ankles.
Want to touch the ball and score. There could be guys that can be just decoys out there, but they're still touching the ball, being part of the offense. And it's no worse feeling than to come down for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions and not touch the ball.
He got his ankles.
And as a fan, for me, it's nothing worse than watching a team come down 2, 3, 4,
I'm gonna get his ankles again.
The guy try to go one-on-one and he really can't score. And you're looking at the coach like, get this guy off the floor. So team basketball is great. Why? Because you get more open looks, better shot selection. You get different guys in different positions, and I think most importantly, you don't think about this, you get more highlights because it makes the defense move from side
about to break those ankles.
More engaged and pay attention, and therefore when they step up, it's that much more special.
Okay.
Do that mostly with 5 players that move the ball.
So you think it don't hurt? What about this? What about this?
The best teams, you need a guy that can go get you some buckets.
Like that. Shot clock at 3 for 3. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Ellenson with it. Jefferson is right there. The Pistons working the ball around now. Kicks to Bullock. Pass to Hilliard to the wing right side. And there's the feed to Bullock. Shoots the 3. And the shot clock expires. 4-second violation. I think everyone would agree, Chris, you're one of the best passing big men in the history of the NBA. Why is it that passing from post players isn't a skill that is developed more at all levels of basketball?
Well, one thing, it seems like we have less post players, but you know what? I'm not sure. I think maybe it's been an emphasis on scoring. I don't know. All I can speak about is me, Kevin, and I grew up watching, you know, Magic Johnson, who at that time was a freakish player because he was 6'9", playing the point guard. You know, think about how the game has evolved. And so for myself, I wanted to take that passing skills of him, Connie Hawkins, other guys that I saw hold the ball with one hand and palm it in the post, guys that I knew can dominate in the post, and I kept thinking, you know,
I'm too fast.
He's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson.
Y'all gonna pay.
The assistant lays it in.
This is what y'all get.
Nicely.
See, look, this is why y'all lose, because y'all trash.
Cleveland. They're on an 18-5 run.
I got
Here's Boss. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the second ball. Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown.
Why they saying booty?
Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
Chris, when you think about what you've been able to accomplish throughout your life to this point, aside from your NBA career, what have been some of your most fulfilling experiences?
You know what? I think my charities. I think working with people in the cities that I've played with and in my home of Detroit, and trying to help and give back in some of those ways. I think sports-wise, of course, it's high school titles, playing in college with my boys, and personally in the art world.
Y'all gonna pay for
being
this.
a producer and producing 2
Just
songs.
it's ankle breakers. Too easy for this. It's too easy.
That ever, walk the face of this earth, and so being able to produce 2 songs on an album like that, just a great feel. So I've never been one to really share those passions and talk about them, but I definitely would say charity.
That ball.
Too big passion of mine, Kevin.
Well said. Boss gets the bucket.
And that's in the gym range, Kevin. He can pull up and knock it down from anywhere.
And there's the call on Boss. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. Jefferson against Harris. Shoots from the baseline, and that one goes long. Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Here's Jefferson. Here's Boss, guarded by Jackson. Here's Boss. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
Oh, they really made a mess of that one. That really should have been an easy basket.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyle Korver, and that one misses. And he sinks the second. Chris, in your playing days, you suited up for both the East and the Western conferences. Traditionally, we've seen the Western Conference be the stronger of the 2 in the last couple decades. But do you feel that has a chance to change, or are we in the midst of that changing now?
No, we are. Nothing's changing. But I tell you what, LeBron being on that East Coast for so long has really helped in that regard.
Yes, great point.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
He just never seems to panic or rush his decisions. He's just smooth. He's calm, collected, speaks volumes in games like this one.
Here's Boss. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
There's no secret that Stan Van Gundy knows how to coach defense. It's safe to call it his calling card at this point.
A different look. Now for Cleveland. Love comes in for Richard Jefferson. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Smith. Feniger pass to Jackson. From deep.
Nah, boy.
Feniger can't hit.
Trash.
And with Van
You about to get dunked on. Told you you about to get dunked on.
Flexibility and knowledge that Van Gundy shows is why he's so respected as a coach. Has only had 1 season with a losing record. That's a rarity for a coach with his years.
Here's Boss, and he throws it down hard with 1 hand.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive in a blink.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the 3-point shot.
He says some Eves. Let's go, boy. Got that ankle breaker. Got that ankle
Detroit's got some
burn.
tough luck from 3-point range.
Well,
In the 4th quarter, they hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Beyond the arc. Rebound, Detroit. Harris has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Inside.
Nah.
Feniger can't hit.
Dog.
Cleveland's gone 4.
Go to Wilson, break your ankles.
Here's Boss.
Oh.
Next season,
You
we'll
can't guard him.
sponsorship on jerseys. On the left shoulder, a patch will be on the jersey. What do you think of that?
I think it's going to take some getting used to. I'm used to seeing the name, the logo, the plane on there. It's going to take some getting used to. And we'll see.
All the way, man.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around. Talk about the last guy you're going to leave alone on the perimeter. Wow.
About to get those. Hey, look at this.
And it is flushed down with a nice
Y'all cannot guard me. Y'all cannot guard me.
Defense up hard, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
That's
Look at that. Slipper, bro. About to get those ankles. Look at you. How you gonna be wide open?
And Ellenson pulls it down.
That supposed to have been a wide open
6
three.
rebounds here tonight. Harris passes to Benedict. Basket, good.
Teamwork.
Alright, ankles time. It's ankles.
They're making this a runway.
Yes, that's right. It's ankles time.
For me right now is just how big the lead.
You gonna get your ankles shaky?
Here's Boss.
Let's wait. Ooh, he playing that good defense. Okay.
From deep three-point range, they grab their own miss. Love the pass to Boss.
Oh, here comes the double team.
1:12 left in the game. Chris, you came up at Michigan, and in the NBA, you were an offensive force at all times at a lot of different positions. More times than not, always the first option.
Got him.
The mindset
Let's go.
you need to have to be the lead guy in offense for a team different than if you're a contributor. Can you make the switch from contributor to lead guy?
You know, that's a good question. I think it's different for every player.
Right.
For me, even later in my career when I couldn't contribute as much, I only still had the mentality of the lead contributor. So for me, I think the biggest thing is you need to know your skill set. And if you know who you are, if you know how you play, if you know how you can dominate what you can and can't do, then you're the best type of player. And for me, I think that's where I serve myself best. And so, you know, I wanted to be dominant in all type of ways. And so it was scoring, it was rebounding, and it was passing. And so if you have a bad night in one of those categories, you can still be dominant in those other areas. And so for me, you always want to have the attitude that you're the best competitor on the team. Regardless of what your role is.
Yeah, great perspective.
East.
Now here's Thomas. Fires the three. Off target. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were...
Thanks. The 2K Sports post-game show.
Alright, y'all, my player will be back, y'all.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Clutch. Is he human? I ask that in all seriousness because putting up those kind of points, not in the 50s or 60s, but 70s, no words can truly describe that level of pervasiveness.
I have to give a big nod to the impact he had through his defense. We know he can turn it up on D when he needs to, but tonight he turned it all the way up. Wow.
There's unconscious, and then there's beyond unconscious. That's what we saw tonight. It's hard to pile up that many
Some dude asked him,
points
said, why? Some dude asked him, said, why you still playing 2K17? Because I can, boy. What kind of question is that with your dumb self? Boy, you better get off of me with that, boy. You already know I play 2K17 every day. All you have to say dumb question saying, why are you still playing 2K17? Man, shut up. You sound stupid right now, bro.
600.
Cause I can. It's my game. I can play where I want to play. That's the dumbest question you could ever ask me. I never heard a person say that. Just dumb, stupid, bro. Just so stupid. Man. God.
Trying to fix us up, you was out late night. Going back and forth with you, nah, it ain't working.
Left my phone unlocked that night, I did that there
On purpose.
I ain't come back home last night, I did that there on purpose. Hit the club and got messed up, I did that there on purpose. Hotel with 2
bro.
hotel, I did that there on purpose. Yeah, yeah, on purpose.
God.
Did that there on purpose. Yeah, did that there on purpose.
How's Kevin Love injury? 6 to 8 weeks. Oh. Oh.
Too much inside my right now I'm floating.
Like as soon as I said, chances are gonna be making some more later on. Get ready. For the next season, for the next episode at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Yo!